Okay, take 3. Wusha Stephanie. Ni hao. I said that backwards. Oh well. Look at this. I've never seen graffiti in Shanghai anymore. Can you see that graffiti right behind me? I don't know if you can, so I'm just gonna keep moving it around until you see it. Anyway, yeah, so I'm waiting to cross the street. I'm in Jing'an, not in the part of Jing'an that has Jing'an Temple or where all of the more touristy historical stuff is. I'm in a different part, a livable part. Oh, gotta pause, crossing the street. Alright, so more of a neighborhood than anything, but it's just north of Nanjing Shilu, which is Nanjing West Road, which is a huge shopping area. Anyway, just to give you some context, as you can see, it still has trees and stuff, especially this street here, but it's not as tree-lined and low buildings as my neighborhood. So I'm kind of excited to be in a different part of town again. I lived here for the first month and we moved back to Shanghai in January, and we haven't been back. That was our temporary apartment while we were house hunting, and we haven't really been back because it's a train transfer. And whenever there's a subway transfer, I tend not to go places unless I'm meeting somebody who specifically wants to go to that place. And there's so much in and around our neighborhood, and we've been out of town so much that it hasn't really come up. But when I had the opportunity to have an appointment over here with my new bodyworks guy today, I was like, yeah, heck yeah, I'm gonna make like a list of things I've been wanting to do in that neighborhood for forever. And part of that is the cafe that I'm going to go to in a bit, and I will show you that because I have been dying to come back to this cafe. It's totally cheesy, totally kitschy, and hopefully there'll be some characters around so we can do a mini walkabout within a cafe. So what do I want this video to be? Sort of a frustration moment. I don't even think it's frustration, it's just I don't feel like I'm progressing. And I've heard of the intermediate slump, right? Where you reach an intermediate level of a language, and there's an interesting sculpture. Can you see that? No. Okay, I'm gonna get closer. So you hit an intermediate level and you feel like you're not progressing because you know so much that learning more is getting super precise, and you might not actually feel it. Look at that sculpture right there. Is that it? Man, it's really hard to see. Oh, I think that's it right there. Anyway, it's really hard to see. It's very bright out right now. Anyway, so I've heard of the intermediate slump, but trust me, believe you me, as my mom used to say, I'm not there. So it's not that. Is it the beginner slump, or the honeymoon period is over, a moment is still hitting? I know I'm doing stuff every day, and that's the only thing that I can track is the actions. So I'm doing things every day, I'm touching the language, I like to think of it like that. I'm touching the language every day, not just in a touching the language kind of way, but I'm actually doing something with it, interpretation-wise, image-wise, pronunciation-wise, double pronunciation, pinyin and tones, because those are two different things, and I fully understand that now. I'm actually going to go over to that sculpture. That is a really interesting sculpture, but first I have to cross another street. So I know I'm doing tasks and that's all I can do, but I do feel like I'm not really learning a whole lot. And I probably will have to just, oh, I have to pause and cross. So I have crossed the street, and now we are at the interesting sculpture. So if you can't see it now, there's something wrong with you, not me. Look at that. That is so cool. Anyway, I don't even know if I'm supposed to be up here. Breaking all the rules. Right, so there's that. So I mentioned before that I'm a shiny object chaser with resources, and I think I start more activities than I finish. Now, I have finished things. I finished my bachelor's degree after a gazillion years. I finished my master's degree. I've been in weight loss programs where I have reached a goal of sorts, although never really gotten way skinny, but you know what, that's okay. I have completed mini courses, I've completed, I don't know, what else can you track other than things that give you degrees? This could be why I've become an academic junkie, because you actually have a tangible thing at the end of your time there. I've completed a number of things, but there are many. I've completed a lot of work contracts, a lot of rental contracts. This all sounds terribly boring, but I haven't actually ever completed learning a language, which you can't ever fully complete, because I'm still learning some English every now and then, right? And I've been speaking that for almost 46 years, almost, it's coming. But I've never gotten to a point where I felt like I was fluent in a language, where I could use it correctly or whatnot, or even just in a way that was fully understood. So I've barely gotten past the honeymoon period in any language, especially a language with a script as different as this. So this discomfort, I suppose you can say, is me just, I'm gonna sit at this bus stop and finish this video actually. Ugh. So me being uncomfortable with not having the spark of joy every time I learn a new radical or character, or something looks familiar, like when I recognized, oh, what was that? Mayo in its written form, when I've been using it in its spoken form for I wouldn't say for years, because there was a 6-year period where I wasn't using it. So things like that don't get me as high up. Oh my God, the advertisement above me is making all kinds of noises. Can you see that? At a bus stop, we gotta have advertisements. So I guess this is language maturity. Welcome to the title of this video. I'm gonna name it that, language maturity. Riding out the boring times when you can't feel the excitement, but you're still doing the work. I suppose this is language maturity. It's sort of like dating, right? Okay, let's do that comparison. It's like dating. You date someone new, it's very exciting, you're with them for a while, it gets less exciting, but you still like them, but you see somebody else that sparks your interest, so you hop on over to a new experience, to a new relationship, to date somebody new, to experience something new. And as long as you're not hurting anybody and you're not cheating on anybody, that's just growing up. You tend to date different people. Some people do, some people don't. So I guess with me, it wasn't so much that I was switching languages before, as I think as soon as the spark of joy left, or when life got too busy, I would abandon the language and pay attention to life, or just stop because the excitement was not gone. Okay, that noise is getting to be a bit much. Oh, it's I think an advertisement for a dance troupe. Anyway, so I think maybe this is language maturity, riding out the times that are less exciting and keeping going anyway. So yeah, I didn't think that it felt like frustration, because I know the feeling of frustration. It's definitely a different feeling. It's a low hum, not a pain, if that makes any sense. But it's all mental, it's all cognitive. There's no physical pain with language learning, although sometimes it feels like in my head there might be. There isn't. It's a very, very cushy complaint to have any of these problems, to be able to learn a language in your own time when you want to, because you want to, not because you have to do X, Y, and Z, is a very cushy thing. I do realize that privilege, and I own it. So this is a really pretty tree. Right? Look at that. Anyway, so yeah, so I wonder how common this is in a stage to go through. Oh, there's my cafe. Hold on, I gotta pause. So like I said, that's why I had to quantify the things that I were able to do in the morning study that I've been doing this week, is because I wasn't getting the joy. This sounds like a drug addiction. I wasn't getting the language high that I was getting before, so I needed to do more tangible, checkable studying so that I could know that I was getting high on language. That's what it seriously sounds like. It sounds like my language tolerance increased, so I needed to up my language learning to get more of a language high. I sound like a freaking junkie, but that is seriously true as to what's happening. So if you've been through this process, because again, I'm pretty much a language, I wouldn't say a language newbie, because I've tried to learn different languages, but I've never pushed through to the point of getting to any place substantial. So if you have gotten to a fluent point, or whether it be with reading, writing, listening, speaking, or all or some of those skills, because sometimes they don't always come together, right? So if you have, and you've experienced this kind of feel like you're not progressing, but you're still working, and you're still like, you know you're learning more, but you don't feel like you're learning more. Like if you've hit that period of, it's not even complacency, And if you know how to express it in words, please leave a comment below. I'm very curious how to put this into words, because this is new for me in language learning. This is very, very new for me. I thought this feeling would come during that intermediate slump, and I am super far from being intermediate in this language, like as far as humanly possible. I'm much closer to beginner than I am to intermediate, and that is just reality, even 16 weeks in. The other thing I'm thinking about is switching over from putting the weeks to just putting the day in my YouTube video titles, because knowing how many weeks it's been has, I have to admit to myself, led me to this place where I feel like I should know more, because I can quantify how long I've been doing it. And if I just start to do, I mean, I know when I started it, I've got that date set, and I've got it in my paper calendar, my Google digital calendar, and I've got it on YouTube. So in 3 places I know when I started this project. But seeing it every time I post a video makes me feel like I should know more. So I feel if I switch to just dates that I made the video, then I feel like it'll be less pressure as to what I think I should know already. I know that feels like a cognitive trick, but if there's anything that can distract me from the language guilt of why aren't I further along yet, then I want that. Because for me, logical me wants to keep doing actions every day to get me there. I know this is the long haul for me. This is a part-time thing. I have a full-time job where I travel a lot, and sometimes I'm just very, 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 very busy. So there's the time I can devote to this is it fluctuates a lot. It fluctuates a lot. So I just want to keep touching the language every day. So what I can do in 3 months, 4 months, 5 months is going to be very different than someone who goes to a university and studies it, or goes to a language school, or has a private tutor for for that time period. So I have to stop comparing myself to other people in my head. I have to stop comparing myself to myself, and I think I have to take the time away from the videos and away from my calendars, so I stop thinking of how much time I have been doing it, so I can take away that expectation of I should be further along. I am where I need to be, and as long as I keep going, someday I will get to where I want to go. That's the attitude I want to have, and logical me knows that, and an impatient, shiny objects chaser, shiny language chaser me, it has a nagging feeling of why don't you know more? Yep, that's him right there. So there's that. So those 2 things are going on for me, and I am really glad to get those on video, because they've been nagging at me all week, even though I've been waking up early in the morning to study, and I've been doing it. I've been doing that goal all week, despite working 6 days in a row in 3 different locations in the country. I'm really excited I did those tasks, but then these nagging things come into my head, and the achievement of having done that goes away, and I think that's total, all the bleep words you can think of that I don't want to put in a YouTube video that I want people of all ages to watch. So, there's that. Anyway, I'm going to go into the cafe now, and I will try to do a video from inside, because this place, if I remember correctly from 8 months ago, is super cute. It's called Man Cat Cafe, and it is a themed cafe. Here's the outside. I hope you can see that. If you can't, I'm terribly sorry, but I will show you more from the inside. It's got live cats and stuffed cats, and it looks like they're just opening now. That's slightly puzzling. Anyway, I will talk to you soon. Okay, so I'm inside Man Cat Cafe, and they just served, I got some Korean food and some extra kimchi, and they just served me this napkin with my utensils that has cats all over it. There are cats of all kinds in here. There are stuffed cats, and I'll show you the real cats in just a minute. They've got screens, comfy chairs, a pretend foresty thing, and I want to show you the real cats. So I'm going to walk over to the other side and show you that. So let's go over there. This is one of my favorite parts of the cafe, is you can sit and swing as you're here. Look how cute this place is. And then the real cats. Meow. 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 Meow? No? Meow. So cute. Real cats. Here's my little friend that I just met. How cute is this? And these cats look really well taken care of. I think there used to be cakes over here, like really fancy cakes. I love this feature. So there's cat paraphernalia everywhere, including the cat cushions that I want to show you in a second. Look at the cat cushions. How cute are those? They have this recharging thing here that I've never seen before. I might actually charge my other phone. Pretty handy. So lots of cats. I love this place. Here's the food I got. There's a pork kimchi thing with rice, a miso thing, miso soup, salad. I ordered extra kimchi because I love it. I don't know what that is, but I think that's more broth. And I got a lemon soda, and that's just the water that comes with it. And I'm gonna end on the cool napkin again. This is from their bathroom in Cat Cafe. That's on the toilet, and that's the artwork above the toilet. Hilarious.